I worked there until January of 2003. And then I went to another place. And I worked at the Alzheimer's clinic. We had some that would just walk like this, just they didn't know where they were, and we had some that were violent. You have those Alzheimer's people, they'll rip the sheets off the bed, they're violent and mean. That's mad cow's disease. Mad cows. Normal Alzheimer's should not be acting crazy. So what they're doing is they're doing testing. They're doing autopsies on the brains of these people who are severe cases of Alzheimer's. And they're finding out that they actually have prions in the brain from the mad cow's disease. Yes. Yes. So a lot of these cases are misdiagnosed. So if you see a violent case of Alzheimer's, chances are they don't have Alzheimer's. They have mad cow's disease. Hi, sister. We're on part 2 today of It's Mostly in the Mind. We were talking about amyloid plaquing. What did we say that plaquing was from? Mainly protein. It said, do you know what can help with amyloid plaquing? Something called curcumin. Do you know where you can find that?
Where is it?
Curcumin is the main ingredient in turmeric.
Okay. I was going to say it looks like one of the like cumin. And
Yes, yes. It's curcumin is an ingredient found like capsicum is in cayenne. Curcumin is in turmeric, and this is an excellent
turmeric all over their food.
Well, they're given capsules, so many capsules a day for the Alzheimer's patients, but the Asian people are known for using turmeric. They have people from India,
Yes.
Middle East, and they say it's great for cancer, it's great for pain, but it's also great for Alzheimer's.
And you rarely see them with Alzheimer's.
Yes, because they use this. They use the turmeric. It says something called curcumin that is found in turmeric can help with the plaquing because it is anti-inflammatory. So this plaquing is a type of inflammation in the brain. We're talking about Alzheimer's right now. One thing that she was saying, Dr. Magna Parks, is that they were using turmeric that they bought from a health food store and it was not giving any benefits. Then what they did is they bought it fresh, and within 6 days they saw the benefits. Because a lot of times those things on the shelves have been there for years, and they've lost their value. So it's best if you can buy fresh. Always buy fresh if you can. And she said keep your herbs in the freezer. They'll last longer. They won't lose their properties. They'll last longer. And she said if you know someone who has Alzheimer's, get them on turmeric, get them walking, get them off the meat, because the meat causes the plaquing in the brain. What else causes Alzheimer's while we're on the subject?
Aluminum, yes.
Aluminum is a metal that is attracted by the brain. It goes straight to the brain. What are some items you can find aluminum?
Deodorant.
Deodorant is the main one. What else? Cooking utensils. Even the silverware. A lot of the silverware they're making today is not stainless steel. It's aluminum. Please read your labels.
Baking powder.
Baking powder. That's right. Baking soda. That's right. Medications have aluminum. Antacids have aluminum. Lots of items have aluminum. Even some shampoos have aluminum. This is known to be a major culprit for Alzheimer's. So we want to get the aluminum-free deodorant. Want to make sure. Just wanted to cover that for...
Arm & Hammer has one. Arm & Hammer has one. You know that old one, that's green and white? That green and white one is an old-time one. What is it called? Menon?
I know who you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. Well, it doesn't have it.
Okay.
Oh, it's not.
And
but it's the old one.
Adidas has a non-aluminum one as well.
Adidas?
You used to be able to get it at the 99-cent store, but I think they caught on. Yes, Adidas has a good one. Okay, now what else is good for the brain? We talked about fresh air earlier. They did a study and found that children who are in the classrooms with the windows open, they do better. functionally, they do better. Let's see. And one thing, does this have an alarm on it?
I don't think it's
The
set.
door?
It's not set
I
right
don't think
now.
it's set.
Can we open it?
Yes.
Because we're teaching air.
Is it locked?
Do we have something to, do we have something to hold it open?
Nope.
Because we're not supposed to be in this room. If it's not aired out every day and sunshine, this is really not
Put a chair
conducive
in.
for health.
Put a chair in the door.
They're locked. I'll do it in a minute. But they're not conducive for
We
health.
lock that back though.
I'm gonna just go ahead and do this. No one's gonna mess with us. We got the protection of Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. If we don't have air in our rooms every day, it's not conducive to our health. We're supposed to freshen out and bring fresh air everywhere that we are. She said, it is dangerous to be in a church that does not have windows and is not aired out daily. The air is electrically charged and has negative ions. We need negative ions for good health. And do you know, Sister White says, when you have no windows in a church, it causes you to fall asleep. Yeah, you get drowsy. That's why when the weather's good, we should always have cross circulation. Very, very important.
We have to be careful also where we exercise. Because if we're exercising in areas where there's a lot of traffic, there are no negative eons in that area.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
you have to be careful when you exercise.
Gotcha.
So you're exercising in vain, basically.
Do you know when is the best time to go out and get the negative ions?
First thing in the morning.
You guys are good. But right after a rainfall. Did you know that? That is the best time. So when it stops raining, go out and start doing some deep breathing. That's the best negative ion air you can possibly get. But you're right, morning exercise. And why do you think morning?
Less traffic.
Because everything has settled through the night. The moon does something in the air to the sky. It does something to the oceans, and the oceans lift. I mean, it's just amazing how everything on this earth that God has made, how it just works in harmony with each other. Everything is settled.
Yes.
So the air is more fresh in the morning. But if you go out way in the middle of the day, cars have been running around, and you know what I'm saying? So, and even if we don't live in the most conducive place for health, God can bless us if we do our part. That's why I like to go early in the morning. When I went 7 this morning, there weren't any cars. Then when I was coming back, then you started seeing more cars around 8 o'clock. Okay, guess what else is full of negative ions? And if you can get around these in nature and just go and try to, when we go to Yosemite, we do this, waterfalls. Waterfalls are full of negative ions. And when you stand near a waterfall and you deep breathe and stuff, you're really doing very good to your body. And the country living is full of negative ions. It's more conducive to your health to live in the country than in the city. Okay, what else? What's good for your brain? What happens if you're missing this? It can shrink your brain. You know, it'll get dehydrated. You're like a sponge. You know, when you fill a sponge with water, it's all puffy. But then when it's dry, what does it do? It all crumples up. That's what happens to your brain. And there are charges in the water that electrify your brain. Did you guys know that? There's charges that, I say the word is charges that they use in the water, that when it's in your body and it goes through the different parts of the body and it gets to the brain, it charges your brain. Water is very crucial for brain health. So have the people drink lots of water. Law of health. These are just the laws of health that we're going over. And Dr. Agatha Thrash, do we all know who she is? Eugene Pines, she's a Seventh-day Adventist doctor. And Dr. Magna Parks, she's a Seventh-day Adventist psychologist who teaches true psychology according to the Bible and Spirit of Prophecy. And she deals a lot with medical health as well. And several other doctors. You know, there are doctors in the world saying if your urine is pale, that's not good. Dr. Agatha Thrash and Dr. Magna Parks, they all say pale urine is a sign that you're drinking enough water. We want clear urine. We don't want color in it. If we have color or our lips are dry, that means we're already dehydrated. So that's a sign. Now, we really want to divide the amount of weight that we are by 2 and then add 16 ounces because we live up in the valley, up high desert. And then divide that by however many hours you're awake, minus 2 hours before you go to bed. And then divide that, and then that'll tell you how many ounces you're to drink throughout the hour. And you don't wait 59 minutes and then 60 minutes you gulp your whole cup. You sip it throughout the hour. And that way your body will, because I hear people say, oh, I drink plenty of water, I drink plenty of water. But I'll watch them literally be at their house, and for 3 hours they don't drink any water, and then the next hour they drink 4 cups at a time. You drink a lot of water, but you don't drink it correctly. See, you can drink plenty, but if you gulp it, it'll run right through you. Yeah. So you're still dehydrated. So it really did nothing, and that's actually harmful to your kidneys, to put so much on them at one time. We should be sipping it throughout the hour. Seventh-day Adventists should be walking around with water everywhere they go. Plain and simple. Okay, and it said not drinking enough water can decrease a sharp mind. Now what else? What else is good for the mind? Do you know she says if we go to bed late, it will have an effect on this? It will make us delirious. If we don't get proper rest, it really has an effect on the mind. Let me ask you a question. If a pilot only had 4 hours of sleep, would you want to be on his plane? No. Do you know they're finding out that one of the main causes of crashes is not really alcohol anymore? It's sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation. People are being sleep deprived. And it's causing a lot of accidents. You know, people are literally nodding off when they're driving a lot today. There's big articles on it right now. So they're wanting to start fining them too. I said, wait, what else are they going to fine us for? They want to start fining people. If you doze off at the wheel, they want to start fining them now because it's causing accidents. So they're saying you need to have enough sleep. How many hours of sleep should we have minimum a day? 7 to 8. Anything less is really considered not that healthy.
But it depends on who you are. Depends on the person. Everything is individualized.
That's what they think. The person, just like some people say, well, I do well on meat. Remember we read that quote a few weeks ago. Sister White said it appears to be okay to them. Their body does well with it, but they can't go by feeling. They have to go by what is factual. Medical science is saying anything less than this and anything more than this is detrimental to your health. I know people who function well with 6 hours of sleep, but they have problems in other areas, and I believe it's because of their sleeping less than 7 hours.
I sleep less than 7 hours.
I do too, and
I'm 4 hours, and then I'm wide awake, and I
4
study.
hours?
Yeah.
Oh, 4 hours is not
Study,
enough,
and then I
sister.
go back.
Does it depend on when you go to sleep? Because isn't the hours before more restful and...
Absolutely, but here's the thing. When does the prophet of the Lord say we should be in bed?
9
Okay. And what time are we supposed to be up?
with the sun.
According to the Bible, right when the sun is coming up, right before. We should be waking up before the sun comes up. There's many verses, many quotes, and I'll supply those next time. So in today's day, what time is the sun coming up? Let's say 5:30, okay? If I sleep from 9 to 5:30, how much time do I have sleep?
8.5 hours.
8.5 hours.
That's if you go to sleep at night.
But